$1,400. Here in America, we're getting ready to get another $1,400 stimulus check from the government due to COVID-19. And there's been a lot of talk and debate, because it's still not finalized, is who should get it and how much should be given. Pretty much what I saw is the guidelines will be, if you make under $75,000 a year, or within the past year you have filed income taxes and your salary for a single person is under $75,000, you're going to get it. And then as you get up to $100,000, they start to weed it out. And if you made over $100,000 a year, you won't get it. So the average American makes around $60,000 a year. And the debate around how much should be given was centered around, many people had used statistics that if you give people another $1,400, most of them are just going to put it in savings. And the whole point of stimulus is to do just that, stimulate the economy. You get money, you spend it, and thus the economy, functions. But for many people, and I would say probably for people who make over $40,000 or $50,000 a year, they will probably just put that money in savings. Any of my members, leave a comment in the live chat or the replay. Anyone watching the replay, leave a comment and let me know what you will do with the $1,400. So that was like a debate. It's still a debate, because, if people just get the money and put it in savings, yes, it's great, but it doesn't do its function, which is to stimulate the economy. So the people on a lower scale, and I would probably classify that as people making under $40,000 a year, they're going to spend it. What are they going to spend it on? Maybe car repairs, maybe buying a new car, maybe paying some backed up debt, maybe going on a vacation, maybe a toy. Andre says, good to see Andre. He'll put it in savings. There you go. I would think the average American making more than $30,000 or $40,000 a year will probably put it in savings. Okay, so I don't know. It's interesting, but I still think it's a good thing per se, because until society's back to normal, I have no problem with it. I think down the road, we will go to a society that has universal basic income to a certain degree, probably based on salary, etc. But like I said, to me, even if they said we're going to do universal basic income, everyone's going to get $1,400 a month. But if you accept that, you couldn't make any more. To me, I would rather, not that I'd rather work, but I'd rather go out there and make my own money, because $1,400 a month, even if you got it every month, unless you had other sources of income, that's still close to poverty. You would still need to live with someone. You would still, you maybe can get by, but it would be very tough. And, I don't know. Everyone has a different way to live, though. And for some people, $1,400 makes a huge difference. For many people, it's just going to be more money in savings. ESP, she said she would put it in savings a couple of weeks ago. Let's see what she says now. Thank you again, Andre and ESP, for leaving his comments. She goes, I will use it to pad my emergency fund, more savings. Yep. When I get back on the road, it will give me the extra peace of mind. That's what a savings account is. Now, in the United States of America, the maximum money you can put in a savings account and have it insured by the government is $250,000. How much does the average American have in savings? I think it's $10,000, but let me Google it. How much does the average American have in savings? So Google says the median balance is $7,000 in savings. The average balance, which is a little bit different, is $30,000, but they're kind of also including some level of retirement funds in that. But I would say the average American don't include retirement funds. I would say in savings, the average American probably has somewhere between $7,000 to $20,000 max. The average American. I would say if you have above 20,000 in a savings account, you are above average. I would say once you get above, now they say you should base your savings account on your monthly expenses. As an example, if you need $3,000 a month to meet all your expenses, you should have 6 months of that. So 3,000, 3 times 6 would be what? 18,000, right? So let me just double check myself. I'm almost positive. So yeah, 3,000 times 6 is 18,000. So the average American, if they can get by on $3,000 a month, they should have $18,000 in savings. Now, once you get above 20 or 30,000 in savings, then you have to ask yourself, are you hurting yourself? Because technically inflation, which runs anywhere between 2 to 4% in today's times, at least per year, a regular savings account making you maybe a 0.5%, if that, interest, not even that for most. So my savings account, I think I get like 0.1%. So you kind of lose that money to inflation when it's in savings. At a certain point, I don't know, but I'd rather take my chance with that because it is a huge peace of mind. That's what savings is. But at a certain point, you do have to be mindful. Once you get to a certain point, above 30, above 50, above 100,000, which most people will probably never get. But for some people, they will get. And you'll have to make a decision, how much money do you want to have in savings? It's a great feeling to have that cushion, though. Now, it's a great feeling for people who are destitute or people who need a reset or a boost to have $1,400 coming to them. That's great. They can dream again. Maybe they're going to buy a van and hit the road. Now, if you were dead broke and you were living in an apartment and the $1,400, should you spend it on buying a van and hitting the road? No. Why? Because if you don't have a steady income and a $1,400 car is not going to be reliable, what are you going to do after a few weeks? Now, I would say yes, if you want to take maybe a 2-week vacation, yes. But to leave your apartment and hit the road full time, I mean, again, you do what you want, but $1,400 will not get you that far. How much do you need to live full time on the road? I would say you need to start with a reliable vehicle and at least $5,000 in savings. That's my opinion. Of course, you can do it on less, but it's like, you could do a lot of things. Some things are good, some things are bad, but I would say a minimum, if you're going to hit the road full time, at least 5,000, ideally at least 10,000, and then you'd be in a good situation. Now, how do I come up with those numbers, right? I come up with those numbers because you always have to think about your exit strategy. If you got on the road full time and you didn't like it, what do you need to do? You need to go back into an apartment or a house. And bare minimum, if you go back into an apartment, usually you need first and last month's security deposit. So average rent in America is right now $1,200. So, you're going to need double that to get at least into a basic apartment. So you're going to need $2,500, $3,000 to get back in an apartment, to get all your stuff together, et cetera, et cetera. So, and that doesn't even include like any issues with your car or any other things. So, a bare minimum, that $3,000 just to get you back into an apartment. Okay. So that way, again, you always have your independence. What is the goal of money? Independence and productivity, and reward people for making society better. I'll never agree with Bob Wells' philosophy. I just saw his Instagram. It's a disgrace, okay? That the reason for suicide and depression is because we got too much individuality. We need to all be grouped together like a tribe. Fuck that. Look, Bob Wells' son committed suicide. He should say, okay, one is, where did he fail as a father? Okay, where did he fail these old destitute women? Okay, and where are they now after 3 years on the road? Why don't you interview some of them? I think he's done a lot of good things for the nomad movement and for some people, but I think he capitalized with a capital C as a movie star, as an LLC entrepreneur, as a president of a nonprofit that he gets a salary. He has an executive assistant. Okay. I think he capitalized, off poor, desperate people. He showed them some things, but he also led them astray because he should be teaching business more than he teaches minivans. He put his home state okay, in a place where he doesn't have to pay state income tax like me because he's a capitalist. If he was a pure socialist, okay, he would go, oh, I'll pay tax, I don't care. So that's where I disagree with Bob Wells. I don't troll his channel anymore, but what I want to tell you is if you don't get your money right like Bob Wells, you may end up like not good, okay? So I know some people don't like that. I know some people love Bob Wells. I know some people like Jim Jones. I know some people like the tribe mentality because it doesn't have to make them take accountability for their own life. Okay, and I'll never agree with that. I'll agree with universal basic income. I'll agree with social programs, but I'll never agree with full-blown socialism. Okay, so there's a balance. I believe in Social Security. I believe in a level of socialism, but I also believe in individuality. Okay, that's what makes us great. Okay, as far as just not just a country or whatever, but as far as like people, if you can't be yourself and if you can't be independent, yeah, you know what it is. Jim Jones. I want you to YouTube search, not how to build out a minivan in the desert. I want you to YouTube search Jim Jones. Okay, he was a pastor, I think, in the 70s. He led a bunch of people. In the name of good things, like, oh, we're going to cure racial inequality. We're going to all love each other. We're going to be like this group tribe. Okay. He went to California initially. Then he went all the way down to Ghana, I believe Ghana, South America. Okay. And then the government, a senator, okay, had to come to their rescue. Okay. And when the senator went to visit him, he basically had the senator killed. Okay. And then he killed all of his followers because he said, you know what? I'm tired of life. We've seen everything. We did everything. And whoever didn't volunteer to kill themselves and their children, he made them drink the Kool-Aid. Now, do I think that Bob Wells is the same way? No, not at all. Okay. Not even making that comparison. But I'm saying the mindset of we're all together, we're not accountable for our own mental health, our own life, that's bullshit. I believe in community, I believe in social programs, but I also believe you have to look in the mirror. And if you can't look in the mirror, guys, you have to, you can't function in society. $3 super chat, Pluto. I love you and I apologize if I hurt you the other night because I was mocking a little bit too much North California, and I apologize. And if you're gay, you know I stand for equal rights, but I felt like I was a little bit too, because I don't know what's going on in other people's life. Pluto, I love you. I respect you. I want to say that. I was thinking about you all day today. Always think about the good people. Like, I hope I don't never hurt you. So shout out to Pluto, shout out to ESP, shout out to my man Andre. ESP says, Jim Jones didn't lie. He cured all their problems. No more problems. Yeah, it's a good lesson. I believe when he committed that mass suicide, if you YouTube search the documentary, in the back of his suicide body read a sign says, those who don't remember the past repeat it. Okay. And so we have to remember that story of Jim Jones. Again, I believe that Bob Wells has done some great things, and other people, I don't want to single out him, but I don't even know how he ended up on I got a dummy Instagram account. I deleted my real one because I was getting crazy shit. I don't know how it came up. I guess because I was looking at van life stuff, because I try to avoid trolling people. But when I heard his thing right before I went live, because I was looking at some hot chicks, and then I see Bob Wells talking about like the reason that everyone's depressed is because we are too much individuality. I said, get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. Please, man. Take your 14. He ain't gonna make 1,400 because he makes too much like me. He's a high earner, okay? He ain't getting that 1,400, okay? So, look, Bob Wells is also the guy at the RTR who said, look, you're playing your music too loud. I don't want you here. You stay away from me. So, what happens if, like, you call some shit? Then he don't want you to buy him. Nah, I ain't buying it. I ain't falling for the banana tailpipe. Pluto, I love you, man. I'm not gay. That's sorry if you are. And I have no problems with gay people. Me neither. And I love you. I love North California. I love everywhere. I just get a little wild. I went a little too far last night or the other night with the jokes. I love you. I respect you. I appreciate you. ESP. I say that fictitiously. No, I know you say it in humor and jest, or like just like busting, not busting chops, but like, yeah, no, I got your point. I agree with you, ESP. And I saw your latest video of you. ESP was like, I'm not going to show anyone's ESP. Look on ESP's channel. If you go to ESP's channel, I always get a kick out of her videos because ESP is like me when I first started. You can't be like me. She wants to keep everything private, but she wants to share. She got like this dual conflict in her soul, and I understand it because I was the same way. But you can't do that. So she was making this video today or yesterday. She lives in Alaska, about the nomads in the Walmart parking lot. And she was like, well, I'm not going to show anyone's rig. And then she pointed at their rig. She pointed at their vehicle. It's crazy. It's crazy. And she not showing her face, but it's wild. It's wild. It's wild. I saw the video, though. It was a good video. ESP, what's the income cutoff for the stimulus? It starts to cut off if you make over 75 grand a year. And then it totally phases out if you make over 100 grand. If you make under 75K a year, it's almost a guarantee that you're going to get it. How do they go by that? Your last year's filed income taxes. Okay? So if you made above 75, you possibly still get it, maybe a little bit deducted up to if you made 100K. If you made over 100K, you ain't getting shit. And that's fine because, look, if you're making... Now, the only thing would be if you were making 100K last year, but then you got laid off. That'd be a little bit of thing. Oh, one of my newest members, WM. Hey, Sam. Hey to you. Welcome. Yeah, I saw you joined, but I don't know what you want me to call you. I'll call you WM. That's your tag name. So love to you. Welcome to the Yacht Club. What are you going to do with the 1,400? I know ESP said she's going to put it in savings. Pluto, what are you going to do with the 1,400 if you get it? And I know Andre said he was going to put it in savings. So we got two people say, I'm putting it in savings. Pluto says, I still have to file taxes. Might be a bit more complicated since my main job is in California and my side business is registered in Florida. Yeah, that's definitely going to be complicated because you got one of the lowest, you got Florida that has no state income tax, and you got California, which has a higher state income tax. And your federal tax is probably a gross 24% of your income, but after deductions, it's probably 18%. Like when I did my taxes, my accountant did them, but when I looked at my final returns, my gross income tax bracket is 24%, but the net, meaning that after your deductions, you're about 18%. So, and I don't have state income tax, I'm in Florida, so. Oh, Wendy. Okay, Wendy, shout out to you. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Leave any questions below if you have them. Pluto said savings for sure. All right, so the majority of people so far said they're taking that $1,400 stimulus and they're putting in savings. So it's not going to stimulate the economy, but it's going to give them peace of mind. And I'm not mad at that. Again, I'm for it, but it's interesting. So I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm glad, especially for people who really need it. My mom was my father paid child support and he was there in that way. So I don't want to, but my mom, for the most part, we were in a single family household. She raised 3 kids. She worked a couple jobs. So 1,400 would certainly go a long way. Now my mom got a little bit of inheritance too from her grandfather, from her father. So if that wasn't the case, we would have been in poverty. So, I think it's good. But I guess that's why they have the income cutoff. At a certain point, all people do is put it in savings. Wendy says, I'm looking at purchasing a Jackery. Thoughts? Oh, a Jackery? I think a Jackeries are overpriced and they are oversold, mainly because nomads, a lot of them, you use their discount code, you get a certain percentage. I'll show you. Walmart now has them. I'll show you what I got. If you go to Walmart, just go to Walmart for $100. You get this right here. I don't know. This is a Go Power Solar Generator Pack. And this is all you need, $100. Very small light. It has a little flashlight here. I don't use it. All I use it for is to power a fan at night and to charge some basic electronics. It's got 4 USB ports. And it's got one regular 120 volt. So you can get a more complex one than that, but for someone right on the road, go to Walmart, just get this, $100, use your 1,400 for some of that, you'd be good to go, Wendy. Keep it simple. Challenger the Welder, what's up? You buying some stocks with that 1,400, man? Gonna blow it up. TSNP, aka Humble to the Moon. Well, hey, brother, you know what I say. I'm a congratulator, not a hater. So I hope your stocks go up, and I hope that they said that a lot of people with their stimulus checks have been buying stocks on Robinhood or whatever. Challenger the Welder, what trading platform do you use? Fidelity, TD Trader, Robinhood? What platform do you use to trade? That'd be interesting. Wendy says, thanks. No problem. Yeah, when I first started the Nomad life, all I'd used was a D-battery fan. And the biggest thing I can tell you is you don't need solar. unless you're going to long-term camp in the desert and you're going to boondock, then maybe. Andre said to use Robinhood. Thank you, Andre. So for most people, especially if you're going to urban live like me in populated areas, suburbs, or cities, then you remember your car is a generator. Every time you start your car, you have USB ports, you have an inverter, you have things that you can plug in. Some cars, like my Jeep, even has like a 120 thing you can plug in. And this right here, it comes with an AC charger that you can plug in like in a regular 120 thing to charge this up. But also it comes like with, ESP taught me this too, it comes with a battery, a cigarette charger. So your car has a cigarette lighter, you plug it in there, and as you drive, it charges. So yeah, it's a no-brainer. You just look in Walmart, look by the camping section, ask them for the solar generator packs. It's a no-brainer. I have 2 of these. I have one more because the biggest thing I need these for, other than to charge a laptop, which doesn't do much, because I charge my phone off my car when I drive. The biggest thing I need the solar generator for, the $100 one, is to charge, to run my fan at night, okay? Because you need to circulate the air and you need to crack your windows, okay? Now, guys, I've survived 2 summers in Florida without any air conditioning. Now, it gets very hot in the summer. That's tough. I don't know what I'll do it again this year. But I would say for the average person in an average climate, a fan will get you through at least 6 to 8 months out of the year with no problem. Now, there's some people, guys, it gets 80 degrees and they're running their generator. They fucking got diesel fuel. It's a disaster. Okay? Me, I like to sweat. Okay. I like to be glistening. Okay. And I like, and at night, guys, by the ocean, it's cool. Okay. So some people and I don't stay in my car during the day. That's the other key thing. See, like some people live in their van and they stay inside that van all day. I'm outside. I'm at the park. I'm at the beach. I do not stay in the car really other than sleeping or when I'm setting up like a mobile office during the weekdays. So for me, I live outside of my car, no doubt. For some people who have vans or RVs, they live inside their van or RV, and that's understandable. They have the generator, they have the et cetera, et cetera. And as I get older, I may switch that up, or if I get a Class B, I'll switch that up. So we'll see. ESP at Wendy. I bought into the Goal Zero. That was the first one I had. Thank you. Ecosystem. I have a lot of Goal Zero stuff, but if I were to do it again, I'd do Jackery, much better value. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't have Jackery experience. I have Goal Zero experience. I bought a Goal Zero 2 years ago. It lasted about 1.5 years, then it died. And for me, I spent $200 on that, and it didn't have a cigarette lighter. So for me, I like readily accessible. I like something that I don't have to order and wait for it to come. I like to be able to go to Walmart, get it for $100. If this lasts me 1 year, it made it. Okay. And then throw it out and go to Walmart. I don't want to order online, wait for it. And this has more than the Goal Zero had. So I teach their own. I respect, everyone's viewpoint on that. Andre, I only started doing that last week. Okay, Robinhood. Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to use some of that stimulus to trade. There's no doubt. Am I mad at that? Hey, everyone has a right to do whatever they want with their money. I mean, to me, the government prints money. So, it is what it is. It just is what it is. So, like I say, guys, once you have your savings account, that's the first thing, a fully funded one, 3 times, 6 months worth of your expenses, whatever your expenses are per month. And then after that, you pay off debt. And then after that, you figure out what you want to do with your life, what you need to buy. Now, again, a lot of people buy breaks, Smith, you're going to buy a Brazilian girl. My mom gains 35 pounds in 1 year on the keto diet. Yeah, I hear that, man. Well, yeah, the keto diet's a scam, man. And, it's like, all I can tell you, man, is, I don't know. I have compassion on overweight. Like I say, man, I've been obese. My mom's always struggled with weight. My aunt died of obesity. It's a level of a mental issue. And as you get older, you just gain weight because your metabolism slows up. Like I always tell you guys, look, when I was in my 20s, I'd eat a bucket of fried chicken. I'd play basketball all day. Now I'm in my 40s. I don't even know. I could eat the bucket of fried chicken, but I'd feel like so horrible that I damn sure wouldn't be playing basketball. So I got to push myself now just to get in the gym to wake up on time, and that's enough. So I have my Starburst. I have some things that are a little bit of an indulgence in moderation. And because, like I said, too, I've also been anorexic, like very close to it. So I've also disciplined myself. I found balance. But what I would tell you is this. I don't agree. Well, I would just say this. I love you, Smith. And I know that your Brazilian girlfriend, once she found out you getting $1,400 next month, she said, Poppy, I'm coming over. I said, okay, Pop. So, guys, look, what I can tell you this, man, God bless America, Smith. Why the fuck would she eat fat to lose fat? Well, it's just like many people want to believe in the easy way, okay? Many people want to believe that if you live in your car, you're going to get out of poverty. That's not the case. You only get ahead when you live in your car, you work, and you pick up a side thing. So you make more money. See, like, I always tell you, the biggest falsehood of the nomad life or minimalism is that, oh, I'm dead broke. Let me go live in my car and find myself. No, the nomad land is bullshit, okay? How you find yourself, okay, is you create a couple businesses like Bob Wells, like me, okay? You keep working, you leverage it, okay? And then you capitalize off your hard work and value to society, okay? You don't just go in your car, park in a lot, okay, and run your Jackery fan and say, oh, now I'm living free. You ain't living free, okay, because you ain't even fill up your gas tank, and you probably won't be on the road for more than 6 months. And now you got to go back into a regular life. You got to go suck someone's dick to get back into an apartment, okay? You got to go lap dance for Bob Wells. You got to go beg your mom. You got to go beg your ex-boyfriend. You got to go back on a line for subsidized housing. That's the reality, okay, of the nomad life. So why would someone do the keto diet? Guys, people don't want reality. They want the fantasy, okay? Do you want the stripper, okay, or do you want Sally who works at Payless? You want the stripper. However, what you don't realize is the stripper shop at Payless, and if you ever saw her without her makeup and in her regular clothes, you go, oh shit. I remember I dated a stripper, a couple. I remember I dated this one stripper. I met her at the strip club, okay, and she was popping. She was in her bikini thing. This wasn't an all nude. It was like bikinis, underwear, panties. And so I got her number, okay? And this was at overtime. I got her number. I picked her up, okay? So I go pick her up, and she gets in the car, and I'm looking at her, and she goes, what are you looking at? And I go, and she goes, what? What, do I look different with my clothes on? And I said, oh, shit, that's it, okay? So she looked different than the fantasy I had created for her, okay? So for a fat chick, when you put like greasy chicken, okay, and fucking lard and fat in front of her, and you say, yeah, you can lose weight too. All you gotta do is feed your body a bunch of fat, and somehow it's gonna make you skinny. You say, damn, I like that idea, okay? So now you eating chicken, and then you look at yourself, and yeah, you may lose 5 pounds, 10 pounds, because you was eating way more than that, but I don't know anyone that sustained a healthy lifestyle off the keto diet. I don't know anyone that's married a stripper and sustained a healthy relationship. Okay. So what I can tell you is this, guys. Use that $1,400, okay, to, I was going to say buy good food, but I spent more in bad food than good food when I was obese. Really what you got to do is just keep your time occupied, okay? How do you lose weight? How do you get out of a relationship? How do you push forward in life? How do you get out of poverty? Manage your time. I've never saw a broke person check their time, okay? I see broke people lazy as fuck or mentally disturbed, okay? Or how does a drug addict relapse? Don't manage their time. They're not focused. Now, maybe it's a mental problem, okay? So what I can tell you is this, whether you're broke, whether you're addicted to drugs, whether you're addicted to pussy, whether you're addicted to meat, the bottom line is it comes down to, no one wants to hear all this because this is how you restructure your life, okay? And the truth is people don't want to restructure their life. So what do? You give them the keto diet, you give them a stimulus, and I'm for the stimulus. I'm not for the keto diet. But what I'm trying to tell you guys is it comes down to sweat. It comes down to discipline. Now, I don't even like to hear myself say this because I'm not a Bill Parcells. I'm a gentle substitute teacher. I would give everyone stimulus. I would let everyone into heaven as long as you don't fuck shit up. But at the same time, I know that some of you motherfuckers, we're going to have to throw you out of heaven. Okay. And some of you motherfuckers going to blow the stimulus. Now, I've done the same thing. There's been times where I've been only forgiven by the grace of God. And there's been times I've wasted money and only, so I want to balance all those things. Again, life is not exact science. But what I'm telling you for all the adults in here, because this is for adults only, not for kids, I mark all my videos like that, is that there's no shame in being poor. There's no shame in being fat. I believe some people have thyroid problems. I believe some people have Chick-fil-A problems. I believe there's probably more fat people going to get to heaven than anal retentant skinny people. There may be more poor people to get in heaven. It's not about all that bullshit. It's about, are you serious about trying your best? And if you're serious about trying your best, you may still fail, but don't fucking lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. If you want to lie to yourself, then I understand it, but that's not who I am. Because again, I could say, look, I failed. I've been forgiven. But also I fucked up. Okay. And that's why I always disagree with men going their own way. It's about a bunch of men who blame women, okay? And they blame women because, look, they got in a relationship and they got too emotionally attached and they lost themselves. That's not their fault. That's your fault. Okay. Or like some women I met online, they blame their narcissist ex. Well, whose fault? Did your ex abduct you? Are you an adult woman? Are you an adult man? Or are you a baby? Okay. See, some people baby. Okay. And so you give them the baby biscuits. You give them the baby butter. You give them all baby shit. Okay. And guys, I understand it. Okay, but this channel's not for babies. Okay, this is not. I don't know. I can't explain it. I love everyone, but that's how I feel. All right, back to South. ESP. I have to agree. I enjoy the nomad life because I have enough money to get out whenever I want. Amen. Says the Yacht Club. Also, I can buy things I need to make it comfortable. You chilling in that Airbnb, rich style. Living in a van with no resources is no good. Living in a van, living in a subsidized house, living in a hotel with no resources sucks. However, I got a family member, a sibling, that lives in a hotel with no resources, but on all government subsidies, government housing, government food, and she's got everything she wants, and free healthcare, and doesn't go to the dentist. So that's why I tell you, like some of you people, you don't know reality. I know people right now, they don't work, and they got issues. They should have all these programs, but they have healthcare. They don't use the healthcare system, even though they have it. They have every opportunity to change their life because they're basically on universal basic income and universal health care. And you know what they do every day? Not much. Okay. And they just function and they stay out of the way. So some people who have this fantasy, like Bob Wells, who don't fucking understand life, think that I do agree with some of these programs. But what I'm trying to tell you is you can't change certain people. That's not what they want. Okay. They just either they don't have the mental capacity or whatever. I don't know. I don't try to figure it out. I say yes, give them the resources to at least eat, have shelter, and that's it, and have health care. And what I can tell you is there's some people, everyone has that in America that wants it. Everyone has food, everyone has shelter, and everyone has basic humanity, okay? Now, what you do above that is based on you, okay? Now, do we all need help? Of course we all need help. But do you have to put effort into your life? You're damn right. So there's got to be a balance and a fair conversation. Good job. Back left comments. Wendy. I'm in healthcare. Healthcare is one of the best industries. Healthcare, IT, and if you got nothing else to do, guys, you can work at Planet Fitness, you can work at Home Depot, you can work the night shift security job, you can DoorDash, you can Uber, you can Instacart. Guys, if you can't do any of that, I don't know how you create a YouTube profile. I don't. It's like some people tell me, I can't do this, I can't. Well, how'd you create a YouTube profile? How'd you create 10? Okay. How'd you create 10? That's what I want to know, okay? Okay, so let me take a hydration break before I get upset. I love you guys. You guys know what I mean. Yeah, it's a little hot. It's getting hot, man. It was beautiful. I love it hot. It's like 85 degrees Fahrenheit. It's about 75 degrees Fahrenheit now. I'll tell you, in another month, everyone going to be heading up north. I'm going to be down here banging all the local Latino women out, okay? Everybody else, they're heading up north. And what they don't realize, it's cold as fuck all the way till end of June. And do I care? No, let them figure it out themselves, guys. Let them live in Maine and all that other crazy shit. I'm here. I'm living a vida loca. Okay, what I can tell you is this: I'm living in Florida until September. September comes or a hurricane comes, I go back up north to see my mom, and then I come right back down. I don't fuck around in North Carolina, South Carolina. Shout out to all those places. I am a Caribbean guy, okay, but I'm not going to live in the Caribbean. Why? I want the American infrastructure. I want the American dollar. I want the American way. Okay, guys, and the American way is we're sitting here, a lot of people about to get $1,400. Some are going to put in savings. Some are going to make it rain in a strip club. Some are going to spend it on stocks, okay? So what do I recommend you do? Hey, guys, look, you got to do you. I'm doing me. Okay, good job. I apologize, Wendy. I got off track. She goes, I'm in healthcare. Yeah, I got all worked up. That's a great industry. I never have to depend on a man. You damn... what I want to tell you is, in 2021, a man or a woman, you do not need each other. You should respect each other. And if you want to be in a relationship, that's up to you. But unless you want to have kids, stay single. Why? I don't know why you would want to be in a relationship, sacrifice your independence, sacrifice your money bag, sacrifice your time just for companionship. Guys, get a robot, okay? Throw a fucking hard hat on him, and now he's a construction worker that comes home and have sex with you. You don't need anyone, okay? As far as in today's society, guys, all you need is your cell phone. Okay, Wendy, all you need is your cell phone, your 99-cent solar pack, your healthcare direct deposit every 2 weeks in your payday, and that's it, okay? You good. You don't need anyone. She goes, I work and camp. God bless you. And membership at Export. I never heard of that. And Stack. I never heard of that. Was that a gym, Wendy? Where's that at? Is that on the West Coast? I never heard of Export. Is that on the West Coast? You guys heard of Export? I never heard. See, there's different gyms in different parts of the country. I'm a Planet Fitness, Anytime Fitness guy. I recommend nomads at this point have 2 memberships because some of the Planet Fitnesses are not 24/7. Still with the coronavirus, you got to get the Anytime Fitness if they have them in your area, and you got to get the Planet Fitness. You can't be cheap. Why? Because look, in pandemic times, you got to have adaptability. Wendy, yes, I agree. Love to you, Wendy. There is a right way to live this lifestyle, no doubt. To me, the whole point of living simple is empowerment. Now, again, if you're old, if you're disabled, you do what you got to do. But I think if you're old, if you're disabled, I think you shouldn't be living a nomad life unless you have an exit strategy. Why? Because I've known people old and disabled. You know what happens? They have to get off the road. Now, I don't know why Bob doesn't never interview them, but that's my experience. My experience with knowing people is that they eventually get off the road, okay? And when they're old and disabled, it's harder for them to get back into the regular life. Now, they go back to the regular life, and they do get bored. But guess what, guys? They should go on weekend trips because they're gonna get scared. They're gonna get bored again being on the road, and they're gonna need that comfort. They're gonna need that stability because that's what it is, guys. If I was old, if I was disabled, I'm middle aged. If I was, I would either make sure I have an exit strategy or a home base. I'm still thinking about a home base. Why? Because, you have to be honest with yourself, Like, there's no shame in collecting disability. There's no shame in being in poverty. There's no shame in being fat. It's like, I love my mom to death. She's fat, but she's old. I love her, okay? And I think she's a great mother. To me, it don't matter if she's fat or skinny, okay? I just care about her health. And for me, I love myself. I just care about my health. I'm not trying to sex anyone out, even though when I'm looking good, I get more members. I'm not going to lie about that. So, hey, guys, if you're feeling me tonight, click that blue join button. But, look, man, to me, it's not about vanity per se, because I'm not trying to sex anyone out. It's about your health, your well-being, and your independence. If you got no other reason why to be healthy for your independence, because when you can't take care of yourself, you know who's going to give you a baby bath? You know who's going to give you a sponge bath? Okay. It ain't going to be Bob Wells. It's going to be your fucking ungrateful daughter, okay? And she going to be giving you a sponge bath, okay, from hell, okay? And you're going to wish you were dead, okay? And Bob Wells is going to be collecting a 6-figure salary. He ain't getting no stimulus. So I'm not mad at him. I shouldn't be saying that. But I got upset when I saw the Instagram thing. All right, let's take pause. Oh, shit! $4.99 Super Chat, King C's. What's up, man? I just made it to Florida. Shout out to you. From Chicago. We got Wendy from Chicago, too. 20 hours. Yeah, I know that ride. I'll bring my flip-flops. Well, make sure you head to South Florida, man, because you're going to need them tomorrow and today. What are you doing? It's working. Gratitude. I'm inspired. Thank you, King. Great job traveling. Planet Fitnesses are open 24 through 5. Monday through Friday. On the weekends, they're only open until 10 p.m. So you have to look at Anytime Fitness or some other type of gyms that are 24/7 if you need access to them. So where should you park? Well, you got your truck stops, you got your rest areas. Rest areas are heavily patrolled down here. You got to be careful not to get lazy. Of course, you got your crackle barrels and your normal spots to stealth. So keep it moving. Down here, just like anywhere, it's hit or miss, but you'll find a groove. And you came at the right time, man. Spring break. Bikinis out. Weather's gorgeous, hot, nice. Ocean. Okay, and what I can tell you is this, guys. You take that 1400 and you can put a smile on your face. Back live comments. Thank you, guys. Thank you, King. Shout out to Chicago. Where was I at now? Yeah, Wendy doesn't need a man. I agree with that. Wendy, yes, I agree. There is the right way to live this lifestyle. Yeah, that's where I got worked up. Yeah, for me, again, I just want to say that the whole reason for me and for anyone, I think, wanting to live simple is you want to empower yourself. I'm going to upload a video tomorrow about the 3 benefits of living the simple life. It's about, I don't know, for me, it's just about going after your best life. It doesn't mean you have to work crazy. It doesn't mean you have to kill yourself. But there's some things you have to do you don't want to do. Guess what, guys? You ain't going to want to take a shower every night. You ain't going to want to floss your teeth. You ain't going to want to go to the gym. You guess what, guys, though? You can't just eat greasy chicken, go on the keto diet, not work, and live an inspired life. So, don't lie to yourself. ESP, at Wendy, definitely. Wendy. They probably depend on men. I don't blame on anyone but me. You don't depend on anyone but you. Yeah, I mean, obviously the previous generation depended on men to a certain degree. Not all. But I would say 2 generations ago, definitely. Obviously there's exceptions. And some men are living this lifestyle because they got divorced and the woman got everything. So I have to be fair. There's pros and cons to both sides of the gender pool. But what I could tell you guys, again, I mean, obviously I can understand someone's perspective if they got a divorce and they had 3 kids. I can understand some perspective if they were born 2 generations ago and they were a housewife and now they're living on $1,200 Social Security. That's all they have. I understand that. And again, that's where I believe social programs should be even enhanced more for those groups of people. But again, like I asked a question, I'll continue to ask. What are you going to do with the 1,400 next week? So far, and I didn't get to all the comments yet, but so far everyone told me that they're going to get 1,400. It's all going into savings. So what does that tell us? Everyone's got all their needs met plus more. Now, maybe there's some destitute people that ain't in a live chat. Maybe they'll leave it on the replay. I do know a couple people they're going to get car work done. That's great. So, that's something to think about. Smith, I love you, brother. I read that already. Oh, no, I forgot. I didn't read that. Damn, I missed that. Smith, I apologize, Smith. Don't blame me. Blame Brazil. She'll get my 1,400. Well, she will. But hopefully, you at least get a blowjob. I don't know. Look, teach their own, guys. You left some great comments after the live feed yesterday. Look, guys and girls, I give my opinions on this channel, but ultimately, everyone has to remember, you live your own life, okay? And you do you. Like Smith told me last night, and I liked what he said. Rhythm and blues, which is a genre of music, basically means, when love is good, it's great. Eventually it goes bad. It's blues. That's why it's rhythm and blues. However, just remember Smith, I grew up in the 90s. I went to an R. Kelly concert. I thought he was the greatest R&B singer ever. Now, he's getting stabbed in a jail cell. He's dead broke. So, guys, let me tell you something. You better off switching to listen to pop music because you don't want to end up like R. Kelly. Okay, so I'll tell you that. Now, will you end up like R. Kelly if you bring that American girl or if you marry her? And you may. I don't know. But that's your right. I respect everyone's right to choose their own path. I know sometimes I'm boisterous because I got the biggest mic, in the live feed. But, I'm just sharing. Love to you, man. Pluto. Finding balance in everything is what I seek now these days. Well, you definitely living in California. That's the place of the yin and the yang because it's got the Asian influence. Like I often tell you guys, if you ever want to figure out culture, a big part of it is you look at the Google Maps. Like South Florida, if you Google Maps it and you zoom out, it's basically the Caribbean. Okay, so you got Haiti, you got Puerto Rico. Okay, you got the Dominican Republic, you got the Caribbean. Okay, and that's that vibe. Now, obviously, you got people from all over the country and all over the world. Because everyone comes to South Florida for various reasons. But that's the vibe, that's the energy. Caribbean vibe. Okay. Now you go to California, you have an Asian influence. Why? Because if you Google Maps and you zoom out, right next to the West Coast and Hawaii is Asia. Okay, so you got the Chinese influence. Okay, you got the the Buddha influence. That's that balance. Okay, so if you look, that's the geographical guys. Why is North Korea such a big threat? They're the size of New Jersey. The reason is if you Google Maps them and you zoom out, they share a border with China. Okay, and China wants them there as a buffer, just like we want buffers, in between our enemies. It's understandable. So some people, guys, you know what they Google? When am I going to get my 1400? And they Google, how do I lose weight on a keto diet? And you know what they get? Fatter and broker. Okay. So what I can tell you guys, listen to some of the stuff, right? It may help you a little bit. He goes, nowadays, finding balance is what I seek nowadays. Having one job pays bills, but having two allows saving opportunity. Yep, get ahead. I love you all, and you will keep moving forward one day at a time. There you go. One day at a time, time management. And remember, you don't want to get by. You want to get ahead. Why? Because you want to empower your life and then go after your creative passions. Why? Because if you're just getting by, if you're not passionate, guess what you're doing? You're living. When you're getting ahead and you're focusing on your creative passions, guess what you're doing? You're thriving. And guess what, guys? I've done both in life. And I've been fortunate in many regards in life. But what I can tell you is life can suck. So make it as best as possible and finish strong. ESP. Do your siblings have children? No, thank God. One got an abortion, and I'm glad they did. With children, people can get temporary assistance. Now they don't have children, thank God. So that's one good thing. And at one time when I was in a church, I told one of them that you shouldn't get an abortion because I was like, the church was like, don't get an abortion. And thank God they got an abortion. I was wrong. Like I said, guys, I can look back at my life and say certain times I was wrong. So whether it was with Pluto or whether it was with, if you're not able to look back at your life and say, you know what, I don't agree with that anymore. You're basically a Jim Jones follower. You're drinking the Kool-Aid off the built-out minivan in Arizona. Okay, you're going to be broker than ever, and you're going to be drier than ever. Okay, and so that's a disaster. Good question, ESP. Wendy, it's a gym in Chicago. Okay, King, you ever heard of that gym? King, again, I read this already, but thank you again for the gracious super chat. He just made it to Florida from Chicago. Great time to be here. Next couple months are going to be the best weather of the year, probably. Usually March and into April are the best. And then it starts to get pretty hot in May. I mean, it'll get hot now, but you'll see. I like it hot. Wendy, I love men, but I need that right companionship. And I always tend to fall for the wrong person. Yeah, the nice guy with the tall guy with the nice ass. There's been a lot of fat, short guys that wanted to holler at you, but you wanted that tall guy with the nice ass, just like me. Guys, I had a couple ugly chicks with kids, want to get with me. And you know what I said? I'm single for life. Okay. Now, I had like Jennifer Lopez chicks try to get with me. You know what I said? I'll masturbate to you, but I'm single for life. Why? Because I've actually tried to do both, and it's a disaster. Okay. It's a disaster. Okay. And what I can tell you is this, guys, I can do bad all by myself. Okay. And I don't care if you look like J-Lo or you look like a big, fat, greasy chick on the keto diet. Either way, I'm not getting with you. I don't even want to text you. You know how many people got my personal cell phone number? Only people I work with and my mom and a couple other people. Why? Because I don't want to text somebody. I don't want to see pictures from 2 years ago when you were in a bikini. I don't want to see the filters that you got. I don't want to know shit. All I want to know is when's payday. I want to take care of my health. I want society to do well. Okay, and I want you to strip and show your titties if that's what you need to do to make extra money. Now, if you don't want to do that, then again, I believe you should work in healthcare, IT, or guys, you can clean houses and make $50,000 a year as long as you live below your means. That's what I tell you. She goes, you always fall for the wrong person. Well, yeah, when you're trying to hook up. So I am in Sullivan mode. What does that mode mean? I never heard of that. Anyone here is Sullivan mode? I was in Sullivan mode until, celibate. Maybe you mean you keep the cooch dry until I come again to my soulmate. Oh, hold on, Wendy. You believe in soulmates? Shit. I believe in stimulus, okay? Anyone in the live chat right now, I want to know, do you believe in soulmates or stimulus, okay? That's what I want to know. I'm not trying to rain on your parade, though, Wendy. But I told Smith, he believes that this girl from Brazil. Wendy, did you hear that story? Smith believes this girl from Brazil is his soulmate. That's what he believes, okay? Now, who am I to say, okay? However, if I had to bet, okay, is what's better for Smith, the his soulmate or the stimulus? I think the stimulus helped him a little bit more, but that's my opinion. You gotta live life. ESP's laughing good, laughter's good for soul. Dropping TLC references. Well, hey guys, you know I creep, okay? And just like TLC says, I don't want no scrubs. Okay. I don't want no chick. I don't want anyone. I like these live feeds. I like virtual companionship. But I like to be able to end it when I want, and I don't want to know. I can only handle so much. Even when I look at home bases, I still go back to really the only thing I probably can handle is an RV lot in a community, in an HOA community where they do all the maintenance. That's what I go back to. Not because I think that's for me, that's my best life. Now, for some people, they may say, I want a big house. I want my soulmate. I want to do renovations. Guys, I got some girls, some good-looking girls doing renovations in their house with their soulmate, okay? And you know who they're masturbating to? Not their soulmate. Inspirational nomad. You ain't lie about that? Okay, yeah, they think I'm going to pick them up. We going to go out. We ain't going nowhere. Okay, we ain't going to Dairy Queen, we ain't going to Wendy's, and we damn sure ain't going to Boca Raton. Why? Guys, I'm not taking you guys out to go to eat. You better go back. Now, hell no. And not because I'm cheap, because I don't want, what are we going to talk about? Well, it's basically going to come back to talking about life, what you've been through, what I've been through, where we want to go, what do you want for dessert? It's boring as hell. And then even if we have sex, guys, sex is only like 5-10% of the relationship. So then I'm back to a 90% maintenance? Hell no. Guys, single for life, stimulus for life. You know what it is. Just go. No soulmates exist. Amen, says the Yacht Club, in my opinion, but you should try it once. Only people that respect each other to the max. Yeah, even that's 50-50. Because I'll tell you right now, the caretaker becomes the undertaker. Wendy's in here. Wendy, I don't know how long you've been in healthcare, but I know this is truth from the Lord, in my opinion. Anyone who has been in healthcare or a caretaker, if you're a caretaker long enough, even if you respect that person, they respect you, you wish they would die. Because everyone has their limits. However, again, teach their own. But this is my opinion. Smith, soulmate, question mark. No, exclamation mark. Las Vegas, question mark. Yes, exclamation mark. Brazil, trills. Exclamation mark, and then the Brazil flag emoji. What I could tell you is this, brother, I love you. Okay. I probably love you more than that Brazilian chick. I ain't lying about that. Okay. But I want you to be happy. Okay. And if what makes you happy is going to Brazil, okay, and marrying this girl, I'm not mad at you. Because who am I to judge? I'm living in the car. I'm living my life. So I love you, Smith. You're a good man. You'll figure it out. You'll be okay. It's going to be a disaster. Where are we at? Wendy, got it's cool. I know what you mean. I know what you mean too. And Wendy, I tell you the same thing I tell Smith. I am boisterous and I'm giving like my brash opinions, but never let my opinions rule your life. Because remember, guys and girls, if your goals and your dreams are to buy a house or to meet your lover and to travel or whatever together, remember, I do not want to bully you into, if you live your life based on my vision, you're going to be unhappy. Remember, guys, I'm just basically sharing my perspective. You have to find your own. Now, do I want to do live feeds about renovations and about marriage and kids and baby showers? Hell no. Okay. So just remember, this is inspirational nomad shit, but we could talk about some stuff. Where we at? ESP. Here we go. ESP. I believe in soulmates. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. But you have to be discerning. Yeah, all right. You can never go wrong with the money bag. Yeah. ESP, let me ask you this. Now, I don't joke around about this. ESP had a husband. He died. Rest in peace. I say that in all respect. ESP, I'm asking you now, would you ever get married again? And what is your future expectation for relationships? Do you have a dream and a goal to be in a relationship? Do you want to be with Nate from Element Van Life? I know you're getting jealous. You see him out there shining. But you know what he's been doing? He's been renovating vans and houses. I haven't seen him camping in a long time. But I'm curious, as someone who's been a widower, and I know that had to be crushing for your soul. And so I'm very light in how I say that, but I want to at least say it so other people know what you've been through. And then I want to understand, after that devastation, do you go back into that game? That's God bless if you do. Pluto. Sammy, in your opinion, how much should a 30-year-old have in savings and how much income should they be making? I want to see where I stand. 30 and 30. So if you're 30, ideally you would have 30 grand. Now, when I was 30, did I have 30 grand in a savings account? I don't think so, no. If you're 30, how much income you should have? Ideally, at least 65 to 75K a year, ideally. Bare minimum, at 30, you should have at least 5 grand in the savings account, and bare minimum, hopefully you should be making at least 40 to 50K a year. Now, should you feel bad if you have nothing in savings and you make $10 an hour? No. Guys, if you're doing something, you should never feel bad. If you're not doing anything, then, you got to look at, you got to get moving. So, to each their own, but that's kind of my opinion. And again, some of those things, I was good with the income, but I wasn't good with the savings at 30. So, good question. Smith. Yeah, I read that. I love you, brother. I hope it all works out. Wendy, I got one of those right now saying, what you got, side piece? And she won't die. So, you're taking care of someone. Yeah, guys. The only good thing about being a professional caretaker, I think it's somewhat better than being a family member because it's your job. You're getting paid to go there, and then someone else can take your position on a different shift or whatever. But when you're a family member and a full-time caretaker, that's unhealthy because you have no checkout. You have no shift end. Your shift never ends, and that'll burn you out. Caretaker is one of the hardest jobs on this planet. And you can't ask everyone to be a caretaker. You say, yeah, I'm a daughter and I was a caretaker to my mother, but no one helped me. Well, okay, but did the son help do the electrical work? Did you help lay sheetrock? No, you didn't help lay sheetrock. You didn't help do electrical work because that's not your gift. Maybe your gift is the sponge bath. So everyone has that different gift. Good comment. Where we at? ESP? Nope. Just back to ESP. Oh wait, where am I at? Andre. I apologize, Andre. I hope Smith won't regret it. It's okay if he does, Andre, I would say. Thank you for sharing, Andre. Thank you for staying in here. Yeah, I'm always hesitant now. I got to watch myself. I've done things that failed. So I don't want to begrudge or stop people from living their life because how are you going to learn? How are you going to experience life? You have to. I just want you to know, at least be mindful when you're doing a high risk, high consequence action. And marriage and definitely children is high risk, okay? You can get out of the marriage, it may be a disaster, but you ain't never getting out of the kids. Once you get into drugs, once you get in, even guys, number one cause of stress is relationships. It's a high risk. So, but you have to experience life though too. You know, life cannot be figured out just online. You have to live. And you should feel the warmth, caress of someone you love for that moment. And then feel the cold, backstabbing bitch that burnt your life. Or the tall guy with a nice ass that fucked a bitch that looked twice as good as you. Okay? And now, yeah, you're Box Van Deb. That's what I say. Now let's say positive. What? Wendy, I'm using my voice text. Okay. No, that's okay. I appreciate you sharing. And it's messing it up a little bit. That's okay. Thank you for sharing. ESP? Nope. Oh, yeah, let's see what ESP got to say. Nope. I'm not getting married again. Well, okay, you answered your own question. Let's see what else you got to say. I didn't expect to get married the first time. Okay, well, I appreciate you sharing that. So now, maybe you're going to answer this in your next question, next comment. Would you ever seriously date again? Because if you're not going to get married, but you're going to if you're going to date, dating leads to marriage. And if you say, well, we're not going to get married, but we're going to live together. Well, that's good. It's better than the entanglement of marriage. But living together ain't much different than being married in some instances. So it's like, why would you date if it's going to end in a disaster? I don't know. For me, I kind of figured it out. Like, there is no companionship. There's either you masturbate in a sock or you mess up your life. And you know what I chose, guys? The N1 sock for the win. Praise the Lord. Money never been better. My happiness never been better. And I've never been more sexually satisfied. Thank you, Jesus. Let's take a drink. All my girls out there, I want you to go on Amazon and get you a nice dildo. Get one in every color. That's what I'll tell you. All right, let's go back left comments. Andre. Had the same problem before, Wendy. Oh, okay. With the caretaking thing? Pluto. Okay, I feel better now. Yeah. Yeah. If you got that going on with your savings and your income, well, like I said, brother, you're an extremely positive, focused person. You repeat the core essence of self-care. So I know you're going to fail. I know life is failure. But I think at 30, you're ahead of a lot of people. And I don't want to shame anyone that's 30 that's not at maybe a certain level. But Pluto, like I said, brother, you get life, you get self-care. You get life because you get self-care. There's going to be bad days. There's going to be good days. One day at a time. You know what I mean? ESP. My husband was the right one. Not likely to hit the lottery twice. The funny thing is that Nate, oh boy, looks along the lines of my last husband. I knew there was something there. They could be brothers. I knew it. I knew you love Nate, but I'm not mad at you. I respect. I love you, ESP. Jesse, hey, Jesse. Sam, crazy thought just came to mind. Well, hey, go for it. Would you have voice call instead of reading the chat messages? Well, let me think about this. Would I have voice call instead of reading the chat messages? What does that mean? Like, I don't want to hear people's voice. Like, you know, I think this chick looks sexy. You know, I masturbate to her. And then, like, all of a sudden, like, we do some type of live chat where I hear everyone's voice, and it's like Bert, and Bert's a truck driver from Idaho. Hell no, guys. The less I know, the better I am. Okay? All I want to know, guys, is what currency exchange are you? I don't want to know, but nah, I can't. I know there's that new thing. They're trying to get Kanye West on it. What is it? Like the voice. What's the voice thing Elon Musk keeps trying to get Kanye West on? It's the voice app. Now, I want to do the voice. Unless it becomes fans only. Like, guys, there's a lot of things changing in the social media world. Fans only is like the strip club. This is like, you know, whatever. But I don't know, man. Nah, the less I know, I think the better I am, you know. This is like Sal Hal. And I like that movie, Sal. Like, you judge people kind of on the content of their comments. And that's good because I don't want to be in a relationship. And I don't want to, like, you know what I mean? I don't want to know too much. Okay. Because I already know too much. And I don't want to know that much more. So, you know, ignorance is bliss in the regards of what we're talking about. Good question. ESP. I like Nate's channel. I know you do. I'm not interested in Nate. I know that's right. You're right. Hey, I'm not mad at you. I know there's been times in that Airbnb where Nate uploaded a new video and you're looking at his Instagram and you say, hold on, this work gonna have to wait a minute. You put your laptop to the side, you put your Dairy Queen to the side, and you get the vibrator, you put the extra, you got the vibrator on your Jecky battery solar pack. You take your vibrator out, it's fully charged, and you say, Nate, hold on, mama's coming home. And I say, hey, if you're not masturbating, you're not doing self-care. That's for my men, that's for my women, that's for my transgenders. Because I want you guys in a regular schedule of masturbation. Why? You have a reproductive system. You have to flush it. Okay, that's a natural, healthy cycle. All right, I'll do a whole video on how to masturbate. I did a video last week on how to take a dookie. I think a lot of people have to go back and look at that video I did about how to take a dookie. Because I go in these public restrooms every day. And I said, these people ain't watching my videos, man. All right, let's go back left. Jesse was laughing good. Laughter is good for the soul. Pluto, brother. I went through hell, though. I know you did. Before I got here, I know. I pretty much more to hell come before greatness than can happen. One day at a time. Self-care, self-control, time management, always show up. Now, I know you've been through that rough spot, and I know that's why you get it. And that's why, look, guys, I've been through the rough spots, too. Maybe not as rough as some, maybe rougher than some. I don't try to judge. Everyone has their own walk. But even though, I may be in a good spot now, I still recognize that I could be broken like this, and I still stand for social programs to help people, even if they somewhat, definitely for those who need it, even for somewhat people may not need it. I'd rather still there be a little bit buffer, because I don't feel that a little bit extra social programs will hurt those who are already doing good and those who are high performers. I'm not, like I always say, guys, I came to a mature place in my life where I'm not threatened by other religious philosophies. I'm not threatened by other, I may not want to associate with certain mindsets, politically, philosophy-wise, whatever. But, as long as you're not preaching about hurting someone else, go do you. But I'm doing me. That's all I say. Well, I got my car on. ESP's laughing good. Laughter is good for the soul. Jesse O. Pluto, I have learned that in life, you should want to fail and fail fast. Yeah, that's that trader talk. That way, you correct yourself sooner than later. Yep. Now you're making $200 a day in day trading. That's what I'm talking about. Praise the Lord, said the Yacht Club. I want to thank you. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. I wanted to say that too, man. I thank all my members, past, present, and future. My newest member, Wendy, Andre, everyone. Thank you, Smith. Thank you, King. Yeah, I'm fortunate, guys. I mean, you guys been gracious to me. And remember to live your life. Remember to pour energy and resources into your dream. And you got to take it one day at a time. But there's moments of joy. And life can get progressively better if you put some effort into it. But if you don't put any effort into it, whether it's your diet, whether it's your job, whether it's your life, you'll probably still survive, especially in a first world country. And you'll probably still get into heaven, if there is one. So for me, though, I always kind of look at, I want to kind of live in abundance here as much, as far as at least have moments of great inspiration and a sustainable, healthy lifestyle and a good money bag. So I don't, for me, that's my mindset, Pluto. Pluto. At Jesse O, I agree. Well, I welcome failure. I know I will never give up, one day at a time. That's a great way to end it. All right, everyone. Thank you again for everything. Wendy, I love you. I appreciate that. 100 emoji to you. You keep working in great industry, healthcare. Shout out to you. Shout out to Keeping Up a Breeze. Shout out to everyone working. Shout out to Hal. I know he's looking for work. Shout out to all my seniors who are retired. Shout out to all my disabled people who, you do the best you can. Sabrina, great member. She's disabled. She's from Louisiana, and she was in the military. Everyone has their own story, guys. So you just do the best you can with whatever resources you have. It's not, it's not a competition as far as like living up to society standards. But I don't want you to be misled that you can downsize your way to an inspired life. I believe in downsized, simple life. I live it. But I also believe that if I didn't pour the extra capacity of energy and resources I had into my best life, I would have just been sitting here with less bills. And that's not the case. It's about more than that, So, Wendy, I'm from a rough spot too, Sam. I was addicted to crack cocaine. Damn, laughing. I appreciate you sharing. That whole thing too, kind of ran into something. Now, I appreciate you sharing. Look, like I said, I grew up a family member strung out. I never got into any hard drugs. I only smoked cigarettes, drank alcohol, and smoked weed. Quitting cigarettes, I remember someone who was in a rehab. When I went to visit a family member, they were addicted to crack, and they said that stopping cigarettes was harder than stopping crack. So, and I believe it. Cigarettes was hard, man. But do I believe that you can beat an addiction? I do. Do I believe that certain people will struggle with it their whole life? Some people will. I don't know. It's like there's some answers in life. Again, life is not an exact science, but I believe that whether you're obese, whether you're addicted to drugs, whether you're addicted to pussy, whether you're addicted to money, it's like, that's why I tell you, time management. Time management. That's the best answer for everything. Why? Because idle time will fuck you up. And a lot of destructive behavior happens because of idle time. Even like when I did DoorDash last year, what I was telling some people is one of the reasons I did obviously was to have another side hustle. That's one of my goals, to retire early, so to have ultimate possible or active alternate source of income. But the other thing I said, I was in Florida and I had extra time, and I was like, well, I want to do something. It's like guys, I sleep about 6 hours a night. I take my breaks during the day. I don't run crazy. I'm not at that point in my life. But I don't sit. This is the longest I sit in one spot all day other than sleeping when I do my live feeds every night. And to each their own, but I don't sit in my car or my van or even my house. I did when I had a house, I used to sit on a recliner. I don't do that anymore. And that's too, you get obese like that. I got obese. So, look, I know a lot of people watch me from their recliner. Now, if they're at the end of the long day like me and that's their enjoyment, fine. But if they're on that recliner all day, it's tough. Now, again, if you're a senior citizen, you're like my mom, I understand. But I'm trying to share with you that if you're struggling in life, you got to manage your time. Because even when the senior citizens, when they go into assisted living, that one thing they do? They put them on some type of schedule. When you go in jail, you know what they do? They put you on a schedule. When you go in rehab, you know what they do? They put you on a schedule. Why manage your time? You're never going to be in a healthy place until you learn to manage your time. You're never going to be a good trader if you don't learn to manage your time. Why? Because you're going to overindulge. You're never going to be good in a relationship if you don't know how to manage your time. Why? Because you're going to be consumed by waiting on someone else or wanting someone else to be ready. You need to be focused on you living your own life and having time for everything that you need to do for yourself. Wendy. And I want to live this life as a productive member of society, doing self-care, amen, taking care of me, amen, and being grateful, amen, great word, for the second chance of life, Samuel. God bless you. And I pray for you. And all I could tell you is don't make any vows, and don't even just say one day at a time. If you need a support system, you get a support system. I share all the time when I went to visit one of my siblings in a rehab when I was young. The guy stood up and he was sober for 30 years. And when he said he was sober for 30 years, he said, yeah, my name is Joe. I've been sober for 30 years. I said to myself, why is this guy still in these meetings if he hasn't had a drink in 30 years? And then he said, but I know I'm still one drink away from being an alcoholic. And that's when I got it. He was still focused on his sobriety. Now, I don't believe you necessarily have to go to meetings for 30 years. But I do believe that you have to have a mindfulness and a focus for your best life. Or else your worst life will subtly slip back into your habits. And humans are creatures of habit. The bad thing is, once we get into a rut, it's hard to get out. The good thing is, once we get out of a rut, if we have a healthy routine and habits, we just got to follow them. And then, when something interrupts that, we have to learn to adapt. The number one book I recommend everyone read is Who Moved My Cheese by Dr. Spencer Johnson. It's all about adapting. Short book, simple book, very clear. And because there are going to come times, even when you have a healthy routine, that something happens. The coronavirus happens. And when I was making a video every day during the coronavirus, even when I was traveling up and down the coast, what I told everyone, it's a disaster. The only thing that's going to get you through is a healthy routine. Okay. And that was very hard because the gyms were closed. It was a disaster. But you had to focus, okay, on adapting and improvising and still structuring your time. It's not easy. The grace of God. I do believe in the grace of God. I do believe in faith. I do believe you need that to help you. But I also believe in works. You got to do the work. All right, everyone. Thank you for watching. I appreciate all the supporters. And stay focused on that. Remember, guys, the haters are just supporters that wished you would be who they want you to be. But basically, they're manipulators. Okay. And what I can tell you is it's okay to have haters. It's okay to have someone who wants you to be who they want you to be and you don't want to be that. It's okay to have someone hate on it. It's fuck them. Whether they're your father or anonymous person online, you're not their daycare sitter. You're not their wife, you're not their husband. And even if you're their child, even if you are, you're still a person. You're an individual. You're not a tribe. You're not a prisoner. Okay. You have a right to do what you need to do for you. And if someone doesn't understand that, you give them the thumbs down. You say, you know what, hit that thumbs down. Because I'm getting the fuck out of here. And you have no say in my life. Okay. Okay. And if they don't like that, guess what, guys? Change your number. Why? Because they're going to leave a spiteful email, spiteful voicemail. And you don't need that. Okay. And if you're unwilling to change your number, get ready for your old life. Why? Because it's going to call you. It's got your number. Your new life has a new number. And the only people who have it are essential workers and essential people. Everyone else, hey guys, they're going to have to figure it out just like you did, right? Peace.